Of all the medicinal herbs used in the ancient and medieval world, none was regarded with as much awe as the mandrake. With its human-like root, potent healing powers, and deep ties to folklore, it became a subject of both fascination and terror. The mandrake isn't just a plant, it's a reminder that nature's mysteries have always captivated us, weaving together science, superstition, and the unknown. Hello and welcome to Season 2 of Roots Revealed. I'm Binish aka Beans, your guide to the fascinating history, culture, and science of plants. Together we'll uncover how plants have shaped civilizations, ecosystems, and our understanding of the natural world. Let's kick off with the next episode. The use of mandrake as a sedative dates back to ancient times, though its exact origins remain unknown. This powerful plant appears on ancient tablets and carvings, proving its long history in medicine. Depictions of mandrake are carved into tombs in Luxor, Thebes, dating back from the 16th to the 14th century BCE. The Ebers Papyrus, a comprehensive ancient Egyptian medical text, details over 800 remedies and 700 drugs, mandrake included, for treating various ailments. It was also used as an aphrodisiac, a healing herb, and in fertility rituals. Additionally, mandrakes were discovered in the tomb of King Tutankhamun, indicating that they were imported from Syria and North Africa. A 13th century tablet even illustrates Princess Mary Tartan, daughter of King Amenhotep IV and Queen Nefertiti, presenting a mandrake plant to her husband. The Old Testament contains one of the oldest known textual references to mandrake's medicinal use. In Genesis, Leah, Jacob's wife, is said to have been cured of her barrenness thanks to the mandrake's ability to enhance fertility. By the time of Hannibal, mandrake's sedative effects were well known. According to historical accounts, Hannibal used mandrake-laced wine to drug his enemies, leaving them unconscious and vulnerable to ambush. A century later, Julius Caesar reportedly used a similar tactic to escape from Sicilian pirates. The Roman writer Celsus described mandrake's ability to relieve excruciating pain, particularly from toothaches and abscesses. Romans even used mandrake-infused wine before interrogations, and some believe it may have been added to the wine offered to Jesus on the cross. Around the same time, Pliny the Elder and Dioscorides documented its use as an anesthetic and sedative. The Greeks called mandrake anthropomorphos or mandragoras. The word mandragoras may have originated from the Persian word mardumgiya or plant man, or the Sanskrit word mandraka. The idea of the mandrake as a half-human, half-plant entity spread through ancient trade routes, influencing Jewish, Christian, and Muslim societies. Arab scholars played a key role in transmitting these ideas to medieval Europe and Asia. Even the Chinese learned about the mandrake through Muslim traders in the 11th century, though they kept it distinct from their own famous root ginseng. In Muslim medicine, the mandrake was widely used after Arabic translations of Greek medical texts. Avicenna described two varieties, a female and a male type, used primarily as a sleep aid. In Turkish culture, it was known by many names, referencing its human-like root, such as plant man or adamotu, and Satan's turnip or shaitan shalgami. Over the centuries, myths and superstitions grew around the mandrake. It wasn't just thought to resemble a human, it was believed to mourn, scream, and even kill anyone who uprooted it improperly. Over the centuries, Myths and superstitions grew around the mandrake. It wasn't just thought to resemble a human, it was believed to mourn, scream, and even kill anyone who uprooted it improperly. Jewish historian Flavius Josephus detailed rituals for harvesting mandrake, including tying a dog to the plant so the animal would pull it out and suffer the deadly scream instead. Once safely obtained, mandrake was used in medicine to heal wounds, promote fertility, and act as a powerful painkiller. Because of its human like form, mandrake was thought to influence the body and fate. A root shaped like a baby, placed under a pillow, was believed to help a woman conceive. A root shaped like a woman, carried in a pocket, was supposed to help a man attract his desired lover. This demand led to fraudsters carving bryony root to resemble mandrakes, selling them as magical charms. During the Middle Ages, mandrake became Europe's most significant medicinal and magical plant, believed to cure infertility, insomnia, and even predict the future. Warriors carried it into battle for protection, and legends of its mystical powers endured for centuries. More than just a herbal remedy, the mandrake remains a symbol of humanity's deep-rooted fascination with nature's mystery, where magic, medicine, and myth intertwine. The mandrake plant, containing the active compounds scopolamine and atropine, has been valued for its powerful sedative properties since ancient times. Its earliest documented use appears in Egyptian civilization, where it featured in royal iconography during the 16th century and was listed as a medicinal remedy in the Ebers papyrus around 1550 BCE. In classical antiquity, military leaders recognized mandrake's strategic potential. Hannibal used mandrake laced wine to sedate enemies, a tactic later adopted by Julius Caesar. Roman physicians valued its medicinal applications. Celsus prescribed it for toothaches, while Pliny the Elder recommended it to dull the sense before surgery. During Nero's reign, it became part of the dental procedures. Dioscorides, a Greek physician traveling with Nero's army, documented in the De Materia Medica how mandrake induced deep sleep when combined with wine. As an early anesthetic, mandrake was typically administered as a juice rather than inhaled, since its active compounds have low vapor pressures. While it induced sleep and amnesia, it didn't completely block pain, leading physicians to combine it with opium for better results. Medieval folklore later associated mandrake with fertility, leading to its use as a love charm. During the Islamic Golden Age, from the 7th to 15th centuries, scholars preserved and expanded upon the Greco-Roman medical knowledge. Hunayn ibn Ishaq translated ancient texts, while Al-Razi experimented with anesthetic mixtures containing mandrake. Ibn Sina or Avicenna developed Spongia somnifera, a sponge infused with mandrake, opium, and other sedatives that was applied to patients' nostrils. This technique persisted until ether anesthesia emerged in the 19th century. As Islamic medical centers declined, Christian Europe rediscovered these texts through translators like Gerard of Cremona. The medical school at Salerno became an 11th century hub for integrating ancient Arab and European medical knowledge. Though mandrake-based anesthetics continued to be used throughout the Middle Ages, the medieval church condemned mandrake's use and linked it to demonic forces, with figures like Saint Hildegard cautioning against its diabolical nature. Across centuries, mandrake walked the line between medicine and myth, becoming one of the most important stepping stones in how humans learn to manage pain and perform surgery. Beyond its medical applications, the mandrake's distinctive appearance and powerful effects gave rise to a rich tapestry of folklore and superstition that persisted for centuries. In ancient times, the mandrake was a plant shrouded in mystery and danger. People believed harvesting it could be fatal, a belief that transformed the simple act of uprooting a plant into a complex ritualistic endeavor. Native to Palestine, the mandrake grew in neglected fields and wastelands, distinguished by its most remarkable feature, a thick forked root uncannily resembling a human figure. Its glossy oval leaves would stretch up to 16 inches long, adorned with flat, broad flowers in ethereal shades of blue, purple, and greenish white. By May, these blossoms transformed into small, sweet smelling red berries, while the root became increasingly bulbous, its brittle offshoots further accentuating its human like appearance. Harvesting the mandrake was a dangerous undertaking steeped in elaborate folklore. According to legend, the plant could shine at night, attempt to escape when approached, and unleash a fatal scream when uprooted. To avoid certain death, people devised ingenious methods. Some tied the plant to a dog, sacrificing the animal to extract the root, while others used long poles to uproot it from a safe distance. In German folklore, the mandrake was intimately linked with witchcraft, the word Alruna simultaneously meaning both witch and mandrake during the Gothic era. Despite its fearsome reputation, the plant was highly prized for its medicinal purposes, particularly in treating depression and mental disorders. Throughout the East, people carved mandrake roots into human-like figures, transforming them into powerful charms. These roots were believed to protect against evil spirits, enhance sexual vitality, and even aid in conception. Some would hang the roots inside their homes to ward off demons. Medieval European mythology took the mandrake's mystique to extraordinary heights, claiming it grew beneath gallows, sprouting from the bodily fluids of hanged men. This narrative reached its artistic zenith during the German Romantic period, where writers like Arnim and Tieck explored profound themes about the mysterious boundary between the natural and human worlds. From a plant of pure superstition to a complex symbol of human imagination, the mandrake stands as a testament to the remarkable human capacity to craft extraordinary stories from the most unexpected origins. The mandrake's association with magical properties naturally led to its prominence in witchcraft practices, where it became a crucial ingredient in various magical preparations. In early mythological contexts, mandrake was associated with magical deities like Aphrodite, Diana, Hecate, and the legendary Teutonic sorceress known as the Alruna Maiden. Its mystical properties were already recognized in sacred rituals, particularly during Samhain witches' gatherings. Mandrake's reputation for magical properties began to crystallize. Legends developed around its unique characteristics. For instance, the belief that the root would shrink when approached by ordinary people but remain stationary for witches, wizards, and those in league with supernatural forces. Detailed harvesting rituals emerge, stipulating that mandrake roots must be uprooted only at night, preferably during a full moon, and exclusively by magician intending to use them. Failure to follow these precise conditions would render the root's magical powers ineffective. Mandrake became a crucial ingredient in witches' flying ointments and magical potions. These preparations were known for their mind-altering and hallucinogenic effects. Some believe witches used these substances to facilitate supernatural gatherings or meetings with demonic entities. Practitioners use mandrake roots, fruits, and leaves in various magical preparations such as charms, potions, ointments, and oils. These preparations aimed at granting love, wealth, power, or protection. The plant's alkaloids could induce a range of states from hallucinations to sleepiness, excitement, and potentially fatal reactions. Divinatory practices emerged, with practitioners claiming the roots could answer yes or no questions by shaking their heads and could even communicate through verbal or telepathic means. Some folklore suggested a mandrake root might even choose to teach magical secrets to a worthy novice. As Christianity became more dogmatic, traditional herbal practices were increasingly labeled as demonic. Witches and sorcerers were forced to practice in secrecy, with mandrake use becoming increasingly marginalized. In modern times, practicing witches and Wiccans continue to incorporate mandrake in spiritual practices. It is used in spells to enhance psychic abilities, carried in mojo bags, worn as good luck charms, and used in ritual oils for anointing candles and magical tools. The narrative demonstrates how mandrake transformed from a sacred, respected magical tool to a feared and forbidden substance, and eventually to a respected component of modern spiritual practices. The mandrake's enigmatic reputation in folklore and witchcraft persisted, and despite the church's warning, it emerged as a plant that captured the imagination of writers. For instance, Shakespeare references the legendary shrieking ability of the mandrake in Romeo and Juliet. When Juliet says, "shrieks like mandrakes torn out of the earth," she alludes to the medieval belief that mandrakes would emit deadly screams when uprooted. This imagery enhances the play's dark and tragic atmosphere, particularly as she contemplates taking the sleeping potion. Italian Renaissance philosopher Machiavelli takes a different approach in his play La Mandragola, where he uses the mandrake as a central plot device in a comedic context. A character claims that a mandrake potion will cure infertility, but warns that it will kill the first man who sleeps with the woman who takes it. This deadly side effect is in fact a trick to arrange an affair, playing on people's superstitious belief about the plant. In the play Waiting for Godot, playwright Samuel Beckett uses the mandrake in a more subtle way. A character mentions, "All mankind is us, whether we like it or not. Let us make the most of it, for better or worse, like the mandrake." This references how mandrake roots often look humanoid, using it as a metaphor for human connection and shared existence. J.K. Rowling brings mandrakes to life most vividly in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, where they are depicted as baby-like plants whose cries can be fatal. In herbology class, Hogwarts students must replant young mandrakes while wearing earmuffs for protection. These mandrakes later become crucial to the plot as they are used to create a potion that cures petrified students. Each author interprets the rich mythology of Mandrake in unique ways. Shakespeare employs dark imagery, Machiavelli engages in comedic deception, Beckett utilizes it as a philosophical metaphor, and Rowling brings it to life through magical realism. It's fascinating how one plant has inspired such a wide range of literary interpretations. While literature and art have celebrated the mythical aspects of the mandrake, modern science has uncovered the chemical foundations behind its legendary effects. The mandrake plant, or Mandragora officinarum, has been in continuous therapeutic use since the dawn of written history and is one of the plants with the oldest documented records. Notably, it possesses diverse chemical properties with contemporary applications. Over 80 compounds have been identified in various Mandragora species, including alkaloids and essential oils, which contribute to its medicinal and aromatic uses. The mandrake's properties are largely attributed to the presence of highly poisonous alkaloids such as scopolamine, atropine, mandragorin, and hyoscamine, which can cause hallucinations, delusions, seizures, and even death. Ongoing studies focus on the extraction and characterization of its chemical constituents, revealing antifungal and antibacterial properties. Its essential oils are used for their fragrance and therapeutic benefits in aromatherapy. While this root is not employed in modern pharmaceuticals, active ingredients found in mandrake are present in medications that induce sleep, produce unconsciousness and indifference to pain, or serve as antispasmodics and antiemetics. The mandrake's journey from magical legend to scientific study shows humanity's quest to understand the powerful secrets hidden within the natural world. From whispered myths to laboratory discoveries, the mandrake continues to reveal nature's most profound mysteries. From sacred ritual to scientific study, the mandrake reminds us that the most extraordinary discoveries often begin with the simplest of curiosities. In the story of the mandrake, we see a reflection of ourselves, always searching, always wondering, and always eager to transform mystery into knowledge. Thank you for tuning into Roots Revealed. Support the show by leaving a review on your favorite podcast platform and sharing episodes with friends and family. If you have any feedback or suggestions, reach out to me at hello@rootsrevealed.org. Remember to keep exploring your roots and celebrating the rich diversity of our shared history. See you next time. Bye.